Welcome to Growing Up Boomer. I'm your host, Padre, and this podcast is dedicated to the life and times of the baby boomer generation. The show is loosely scripted, and sometimes we'll go down rabbit holes, and where it leads us to, one will never know. This podcast can be informative, funny, and sometimes irreverent. But most of all, we hope you find it entertaining. Hey, Professor, how's it going, my man?
Oh, I'm doing really good, really good. Just getting over a cold. It's been a while, but I'm doing well. Thank you.
Wonderful.
How are you?
As you know, the Benicia Car Show was yesterday.
Oh, of course. It was the last Sunday in April.
Yeah, that's
How
correct.
was it?
I had no idea. It was raining up here. I was glad I didn't. Yes, I was glad I didn't send the truck in.
Wow.
Oh yeah, it was not doing well.
It was raining.
Yeah, it was a light rain. What'd you call a light rain in the morning?
Okay.
Till about 9 o'clock.
Oh, well, that's not too bad because it starts around 9 o'clock. But
Yes.
of course, cars got to get there and get set up and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in it a few times. You got to get there at 5 in the morning.
Yeah. Well, I remember one time coming down there and you had your truck there and you had your doors open and it flapped out and everything else. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And I just said, I don't want to. I just really didn't want to have to get up at 3 in the morning.
Sure. Yeah.
On a Sunday.
That's right, because you get up at 5 now, don't you?
That's right. I didn't want to get up at. I really am trying to get up at 6 now.
Ooh.
Yeah,
okay.
that's right. I figured I'm retired. Maybe I can go to 6.
Okay.
Doggone it, I still wake up at 5, and I lay there.
Yeah.
And I lay there.
Yeah.
Like, come
Yeah.
on, get up.
Yeah, I know what the laying there is about. Okay.
That's only because it hurts to try to get up.
No, it just doesn't hurt. I just don't. It's like I don't want to get up yet. I just don't want to get up yet. I don't have to get up yet. I don't want to get up yet.
That's true.
Okay, so
very, very true.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, before we get started in the podcast today, I have some text abbreviations are for the elderly.
Oh, this
Or
is
shall we
okay.
call
Well,
them
clue me in,
acronyms?
baby. I need them.
Okay, all right. Now, FWIW means, in today's language, it's for what it's worth.
Oh,
If an elderly person texts that to you, it's forgot where I was.
okay. I believe it. Okay. Mhm.
BTW means by the way.
Sure.
Okay, for the elderly means bring the wheelchair.
Ooh. I use BTW often, so I'm going to have to be careful who I'm talking to.
Yeah. LOL, right?
Laugh out loud,
Yeah,
right?
laugh out loud. For the elderly, little old lady.
Okay.
Okay. Now, OMG.
Yeah. Oh my God. Of
Oh
course.
my God, right? Means, oh my grandchildren. Or, ouch my groin.
I was going to say that's better. Okay.
Yeah, ouch my groin.
Okay.
Okay, IMHO.
I have no idea.
In my humble opinion,
Oh, okay.
in the elderly, is my hearing aid on. All righty. Or it could be in my HMO.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
True.
Now, WTF, and I don't like dropping the F-bomb. And so I will use the term that they used to use in Battlestar Galactica. What the frack?
Okay. What the frack? Okay.
You ever watch that? And WTF for the elderly is wet the furniture.
Ooh. Ooh.
And then TGIF.
Yeah. Thank God it's Friday.
Right? For the elderly, thank goodness it's 4:00 for the early bird special.
Yeah, really.
FWB.
Okay.
Okay, would be friends with benefits.
Of course, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But for the elderly, it's friends with beta blockers. And FYI.
For your information.
Uh-huh. And then it's and for elderly, for your indigestion. And
cute. Funny.
TTLY.
Talk to you later.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But for the elderly, is talk to you louder.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
LWO.
Okay.
It means leave without pay.
Right. Okay.
But for the elderly, Lawrence Welk is on. And then
Yeah.
SUS stands for
Okay.
suspicious.
Okay.
For the elderly, it's speak up, Sonny. And this will be the last one. GOML.
GOML. Okay. Don't know what it is.
It says, get on my level,
Okay.
is what it means.
Get on my level.
Okay.
Okay.
If for the elderly, it's get off my lawn.
Okay. That's cute. That's cute. Very good. Very good.
All righty. Okay. Are you ready to get into today's podcast?
I am. All
right. As you know, this is things that boomers did for fun that Gen Z has either never heard of or think were ridiculous because we did it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff. I know.
Oh, yeah. I know. You probably have one right away, huh?
Well, I remember chasing down ice cream trucks. You remember doing that?
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Okay. I don't think that's gone away.
No.
In fact, where was I? In fact, I was in Benicia over the weekend.
And they have
one. Was it Easter? It was Easter. Mm-hmm. And we were in between whatever, and we went down to the park at the end of Hillcrest.
Yeah.
And as we were coming up, I see an ice cream truck coming down, and I grab that little girl and Jackie. I said, "Come on, let's get in the car."
Yeah, we're going for the ice cream, right?
No. We're getting in the car so we don't get stopped by the truck. Because how many times I had to run out into the street, okay, to pay for the ice cream that the kids were getting. Well, anyway, that still goes on.
When I was living in Riverside, okay, you know what I told the kids?
What?
Is when the music is on, is they're telling you that they're out of ice cream.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
It was well played for a while.
Coral again.
It was well played for a while, but then,
yeah.
their friends gave her the lowdown.
Yeah. Oh, so do you remember? Mm-hmm. Do you remember way back when playing with lawn darts?
Oh yeah, I mean the AKA weapons.
Okay, yeah, because I don't see them anymore. I wonder why.
No, they still do have them.
Oh, they do?
You can get them, but they're round. They're not actually a dart. They're more like a ball.
Oh, okay.
With fins, so you can throw it, and it's a weighted ball, and so it'll still do it, but it will not.
So it won't pierce you.
Yeah, those other ones, I think they look like medieval weapons, man.
Yeah, but I mean, if you get hit with one in the head, it could knock you out.
Yeah, knock you out.
Yeah. So I mean, we played with them like crazy back then.
Yeah, I mean, they could impale you.
Yeah, I know.
Like spears. They're spears is what they were.
I know exactly what they were. Yeah. I know. I can't imagine they let us play with them, but that was the 60s. Yeah.
Oh, come on. Some of the stuff they let us play with back then.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. Yeah. There was no regulation. Yeah, it was before all these regulations and all the stuff.
Come on. Yeah. Lead paint.
Lead paint. Yeah. Our
paint
favorite.
The baby crib with lead paint, and those kids are gnawing on the baby crib.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, not good. Oh, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, you could still get them, but they're different. Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah. But they're round. They're not the darts themselves anymore.
Yeah.
They're round.
Yeah. That's a good thing.
Yeah. Did you ever have a CB radio?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right.
Oh, absolutely. I had a CB. I had a CB radio in my Fiat, my 124 Sport. I remember that. I had it in there and I loved it. I used a CB. Absolutely. Yeah. God, I don't remember what my call was.
I was going to say, did you have a handle?
I did, but I don't remember. It's so many years ago.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like 60 years ago.
Yeah.
50 years ago, whatever. Yeah. 55. Long time.
Yeah. I think I had a 69 Volkswagen that I bought that was just tricked out, and it had a CB in it. I never used it, but it did come with a CB.
Yeah. No, I got a kick out. I got into it for a while. I did. In fact, at one point I had 2 CBs.
Well,
okay.
I mean, that was big time.
Everybody had a CB.
They were making movies.
Yeah.
The Convoy movie.
Absolutely.
And I think what's his name? Chris Christopherson was in that one, and I'm trying to think who the female lead was in that one.
In Convoy?
Yeah, Convoy.
Yeah, it was Chris Christopherson. Yeah, I don't remember who the lead was.
Yeah, I don't remember the female lead. She was very popular at the time, but yeah. And they even had songs. I think Jerry Reed made a song.
Yeah.
Convoy.
Yeah.
Rubber Duck.
Yeah, but no, talking to CBO was cool. Yeah. Over. Over. 10-4.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
10-4.
What's your
10-4.
10-20? What's your 10-20?
Yeah,
It's your location, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
10-4, good
Yeah.
buddy.
Yeah. If it's a 10-51, that's trouble.
Yeah. I have no idea. I never went into
Oh,
that.
if I remember correctly, well, that's a police language. At
Oh, okay.
10:51, I think they go get you and lock you up or something. Anyway,
okay.
it's a long time. I don't remember. What about roller disco?
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. If you've got to put something on your feet, I think it is not meant to be.
Oh,
okay.
Well, okay. Excuse me.
I mean,
you wear shoes, right?
Well, now I'm not talking about shoes now because you
Oh,
can walk.
okay.
Okay. You're not
Okay.
meant to ice skate or roller skate.
Okay.
If the good Lord wanted you to do that, He put wheels on your feet.
Okay.
Well,
that's what they're doing. You know, it just you have to. Somebody had to invent the wheels to put them on your feet.
You know, I'm telling you this because I couldn't roller skate or ice skate.
Oh well,
I still can't.
Okay, I had. Well, I mean, I've done both. Okay, ice skating. I wasn't very good at ice skating. I can go forward pretty well, but trying to go backwards, that didn't work very well for me. But roller skating, I had a really quick side story. So when Jackie and I were dating, she was at San Francisco State, and she had to do some report, and so we went into San Francisco. She had to go to the aquarium, and so we're there. And I was with my best friend at the time, Eben, and his girlfriend or another friend. Anyway, so we rented roller skates while she went and did her thing. And so we're in Golden Gate Park.
Right.
We're skating, and I come to a hill, and it's a hill going down, and it's fine. We're going down the hill, but in the middle of the sidewalk, there was a hump. Okay, what I tried to do is I tried to separate my legs a little bit to go around it and bring it back together again. Well, I got around it, but when I came back together and boom, I went down on my left side. I'm telling you, I got a picture. One of these days, I'll show you my left hip from above my hip to below my hip was probably puffed out about 2 inches. Okay, and black and blue, it was something else. I don't know why I would tell you that story, but it was a funny story. Now it's funny. It wasn't very funny.
I was going to
then.
say it wasn't funny at the time, I'm sure.
Right. Yes, but that's the worst. I did have some really good roller skating experiences too. Just so you know. But
I did skateboard, but I did not
roller skate.
Roller skate.
You know what though? I never got into skateboarding. I never got into skateboarding at all.
I mean, I did it a little bit. I mean, I wasn't that big into it, but yeah.
Okay.
That's
no, I didn't get into it.
But the disco. Remember the disco ball at the roller rink and stuff like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That was something. Of course, you can see roller derby now, but and that's catching back on again.
Yeah.
Roller derby.
My dad lived and died by roller derby.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh yeah, the LA Thunderbirds.
Thunderbirds, okay.
And the Houston Outlaws. I mean, they were the big rivals. And oh god,
yeah. Roller disco. That was a trip.
Yeah,
that was a trip.
That was.
What about collecting pet rocks? Did you do that?
Oh no. No. Even though they are the ideal pet.
I mean, how could you not have played with some pet rocks? I mean, come on. It was good. I didn't get into it big time, but I definitely remember doing it, and I had friends that got into it, so I was around it and exposed to it. But
I was going to say,
can you even get those now anymore?
Oh, you can make them.
You
can make them. Paint some eyes on it.
Amazon, I bet you can get it.
Oh yeah,
if you wanted.
And the thing is, it's so funny. They're the perfect pet. They don't require any food. You don't have to clean up after them. Right?
You order them once, I think.
Yeah. And you just throw them away, and they're a good weapon.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're the perfect pet. They need to protect you. Sure, here, boom, throw that.
Yeah. They were a fad, just a fad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right.
So, I know.
Did you ever do K-Tel records?
K what?
That commercial.
K what?
K-Tel Records.
What are you talking about?
Oh, you've never saw a K-Tel record commercial?
I don't know. Must have been a West Coast commercial.
Yeah,
because I don't think I ever saw that. What is it? So tell me about it.
I will be honest with you. I owned one or two K-Tel records.
Okay.
And this was before, of course, streaming and all of that stuff. So
long before.
So as you know, when you bought an album for a certain song, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. You liked the group, and you had this one song, and you had a certain song. It was one of their best ones, and the rest of the songs could be pretty blah.
Okay. Well, I don't know who you listen to. I listened to ones. I liked all of them.
Oh, okay. Well, all right.
Some of them.
Okay,
yeah, I like the Beatles. I would listen to all. I liked all the Beatles.
No,
I like
come on. The Beatles, as much as I like the Beatles, they made some pretty bad songs.
Yeah, but their bad songs are still good.
I was never into some of their early ones.
Okay, I want to hold your hand.
Having said that,
I want to hold your hand. Oh, come on, how can you not like that?
That was big time.
That was big time.
That put them on the map.
I know.
So they had some very, very good songs, but they had some bad ones too. But the point with K-Tel is to take all the number one hits and put it on one album.
Wow. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. And so you'd wait for the commercials because they would do it in different genres of music. Right. I think I had like the oldies and stuff like that.
Okay. No, I never heard of that. I remember billboards and all that kind of stuff, and the Billboard 100 and the top 10 and other radio stations. And, depending on what you listen to, play the top 10, the top 20, top whatever it is. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But that would be on a radio station, but you could buy the record and they would have like all the.
Yeah, I understand. That's a good idea to have a record of the top.
Yeah.
The top 10, top.
Oh, yeah.
100. Yeah.
And what you talked about to go along with that would be making a cassette tape from the radio.
Oh, did that all the time.
Yeah.
Try it, but not easy.
Yeah. Oh, it isn't.
No, not easy. Not easy.
No, it isn't. These kids got it made these days.
Yeah. They really do.
had it tough.
Yeah. You wanted to record something, you had to do it off the radio. Now, I know you. I'm sure you never read a Mad magazine.
Oh no. That was one of my favorites.
I need to rephrase that. Is there any Mad magazine you didn't read?
Well, you know what? I kind of stopped reading them probably around the end of the 60s, 70s, because I got married. Alrighty, and then once you get married, the Mad magazines goes.
Oh yeah, you can't have them around.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
I read many of them.
It took me a while to get into them, but once I started, I liked them, and then I dropped them. So I was a latecomer, then I got into them, and then I left them because life went on, and there was other things to do, and you just couldn't spend all that time reading it from cover to cover. But they were entertaining, definitely entertaining, funny, stuff like that. Oh, Mad magazine, yeah.
A Spy versus Spy was my favorite.
Spy versus Spy, yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That was my favorite.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, did you know what the original name was of Mad Magazine?
No.
It was called Tales Calculated to Drive You Mad.
That's a good reason to shorten that name.
Yeah. They ended up shortening it. And I think it started in 1952, and I believe it ran all the way to 2018. Was their last publishing.
1952.
Yeah.
And I don't think I got into Mad Magazine until the early 60s.
Yeah.
And maybe for a couple of few years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a trivia question.
What?
Alfred E. Newman.
Right.
What does the E stand for?
Epsilon.
No.
Egregious.
Nope.
I don't remember. I'm just making stuff up.
Enigma.
Oh, Enigma.
Yeah. Enigma.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Alfred Enigma Newman.
Yeah. And they stole everything. When I say that, the character, the gap tooth guy, was used in advertisement and some against Franklin Delano Roosevelt in the political ad.
Huh.
Yeah. And Alfred Newman was a character on a radio show.
Oh, wow. Huh. I didn't know the background there. Interesting.
They weren't proud about stealing some stuff, huh?
No, not at all. Okay, I guess there wasn't any liable stuff or whatever it is, and all that back then.
Yeah,
And thievery.
yeah.
So okay, so Rad Mad Magazine, I get that. Now, did you ever cruise strip?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Shoot, man, we don't forget L.A. I mean, it's like Car City.
Yeah, I'm sure that you did that. I did that too. And I was, of course, I was driving. I was on Long Island at the time, but I remember with my good buddy, we used to cruise down Farmingdale, down the main streets, and you know, of course, we were young studs, of course, at that point. So every female that we go driving by, we have to take a look at, you know, and all that kind of stuff, or toot the horn or stuff like that, because we were just, you know, just hunks of young dude studs, right, in my mind, in my dreams. Anyway, but yeah, we had to do that.
Just
yeah.
raging
In fact,
testosterone.
I did that in my '69 Dodge Dart,
Oh,
yellow
right.
Dodge Dart.
Yeah.
What a great babe mobile, right?
A chick magnet, right? But you did have a 442, right?
No, that's different. I wasn't cruising. Oh no, I take that back. I did cruise in there too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now that was definitely a different car.
Yeah.
But I remember the one that conjured that came up in my mind was going down this particular street in Farmingdale in the Dodge Dart. But yeah, it was fun.
Wait, well, at least it wasn't your parents' station wagon with the wood panel on the side.
Right? Yeah, that's an anti-chick magnet.
Oh, and by the way, what was your first car anyway?
My very first car was my 442.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a 65, right?
65 442.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I've told you this. I'll go through really quickly. So I didn't know how to drive stick. My first car that I drove was a Jaguar XKE. Okay. On college, a friend had it.
Right.
And it was such that he had the idle up enough so that you could just let up on the clutch and the car would go. You know what I'm saying? He had it enough. So you really didn't have to do much there. Yeah. So it was really easy. But when at the 442, I did not know how to drive stick really. And I was living in Manhattan, and the 442 was in Brooklyn. So I took the subway and a bus, whatever, to get to where I was to see the car, take a look at it, talk to the guy. We drove around a little bit, so on and so forth. And I said, okay, I want to buy it. I said, but can you drive it into the city for me? And so he said, sure, I can bring it in, because I didn't buy it that moment. And what I did, though, is I found a parking garage. Okay.
Right. So
the parking garage is down underneath. It's down a slope underneath the building.
Oh.
Right. So he drove it down in there, put it in a spot, everything else. He left. Now I have to take my car out. It took me at least 6 to 8 times to get it up that damn ramp. Okay. Once I finally got it up, I kind of figured it out, and then I was okay. So that's how I learned how to drive stick.
I was going to say, by that time, you burned out your clutch, huh?
Oh yeah, good. Well, thank goodness no. It was a heavy duty clutch, but anyway. Yeah, but cruising the strips. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, we have the Sunset Strip.
Of course.
We have Whittier Boulevard.
Yeah.
And then Valley Boulevard would do in a pinch. That's where we would cruise. We would cruise all 3 of those.
Okay. Yeah. Well, those are big cruising streets.
Yeah, those were the cruising streets.
Yeah.
You know, so that was wonderful. We had a great time with that.
Yeah. Did how many drive-ins have you been to?
Oh my goodness. Let me see here. There was a San Gabriel. We even went to the one that's up here in Benicia, the one that's over in I think Concord.
Yeah, no, is it still there?
It's still open.
Okay, because I remember going there.
Yeah.
Sure. We took the kids there multiple times. And
I
went back east, in Long Island and everything else. Yeah. So yeah. And well, that's good. I wonder how many drive-ins still exist.
Yes,
I mean, that being one of them.
Yes, they do. I looked it up, right? Because I always thought, because I remember I did a podcast quite a while back, and it talked about drive-ins, and there was there's only 321 drive-ins left in the United States.
Wow.
Okay. In the mid 60s, 4,000.
Well, yeah.
Well, let's be honest, okay? Gen Zs, these guys don't own cars.
Yeah, they don't, but they don't know what they're missing.
Yeah.
I mean, it was actually a pretty cool experience.
Yeah. Well, especially if
It
you've
really
got
was.
kids.
Oh, it's great if you have kids,
Yeah.
but in all honesty, it was also pretty good if you didn't have kids.
You're talking the teenage years.
Naturally.
The passion pit.
Yeah. No, but those are. You know what? I would actually like to do after. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
I wondered if they do. I'll have to look it up next time I'm in Benicia to see if they have kids movies at the drive-in. I would take Carl.
Oh, it would be you know what we used to do? Remember, I've always owned mini trucks.
Okay.
You know that. Remember that I had that Ford Ranger with the shell?
Yeah.
Okay. We would take it to the drive-in and back into the stall and open it up for the kids.
Oh, there you go.
That's when you could travel in the back. And remember, I had it was all carpeted with seats and seat belts.
Sure.
And the kids would be able to see it. And then we would get seats, right? Because you could use a radio instead of the speaker to listen to the movie. And we would get the folding chairs and we'd put it in front of the tail bed.
Sure.
So the kids could sit around and they could eat. And then when they got tired, they just fell asleep.
Yeah, that's a winning combination.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I don't remember ever doing this, but I know people have done it. Maybe you have. Putting people in the trunk to get in.
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
I didn't do it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. My future brother-in-law, he was as cheap as all cheap can get out.
Okay.
And so one day we were going to the drive-in. He says, "Come on, I'm not going to want to pay, but we're going to sneak in." And I used to tell him, "Wait, it's per carload." You know, we divided up 3 ways. No. This is, I think he just liked the thrill of it. So I said, okay, my 442, we pop them in the back, right? We're going through, right? And they can't tell because, of course, it's got air shocks on it and it's jacked up. Well, I'm not happy about this. So we decided, I think my buddy was Albert with me, that we were going to race back and forth in the back aisle. Just gun the car and just pop the clutch. So just boom, and you can hear them rolling around in the back. Boom, boom. Well, the thing that I had forgotten, we had just changed the oil that morning.
Oh. And
the oil filter was in the bucket that you drained the oil in.
In the trunk.
And it popped out. Oh, he's screaming. He's screaming now. And he punched his hand through the back deck of my car. Oh. Where the speakers were. I didn't have any speakers in there. He punched his hand through there. So we let him out, and his shirt's covered in oil.
Oh, boy.
He never did that again.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, I think you learned. Yeah, that's a one time and you're done thing.
Yeah.
Wow. That was a drive-in theater. So I kind of alluded to it before. What about going to the mall, hanging out at the mall?
You know what? You didn't do that, did you?
No.
I think we were too old for that.
No, I didn't do malls because I was in I'm trying to think when malls really got big. Mm-hmm. I mean, I imagine they were in the late 50s, but I don't remember that living in Jersey, going to the mall. I think about it, we probably did go shop, but I never hung out there. I was too young.
I think we were too old for that. We were probably almost married by then.
Yeah, I think so.
About mid-70s is when they really started getting where the kids started hanging out.
Yeah, I never hung out there. No.
No. You know what's a funny thing about that is that they make a shot at the malls in the movie Dawn of the Dead.
Okay.
Okay. Another movie I saw.
I'm just letting you talk. Go ahead.
1978, and what it happens is that during the movie they talk about they're wondering why all the zombies are going to the mall.
Right.
and they're saying because that's what they did. It's instinct and habit. So the whole movie takes place in the mall, just about in the mall. So it's just a shot of the younger generation, right, and the materialism of the generation at the time.
Right. Yeah.
But the whole thing takes place in the mall, and that's their explanation because of instinct and habit.
Yeah,
it's someplace they always went, and all the zombies are hanging out at the mall.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Oh, funny.
Oh
Funny,
yeah.
funny, funny,
Oh yeah.
funny. Yeah.
Oh, do you ever remember the Sears catalog?
Oh gosh, yes. I used to flip through it.
Oh yeah. I
Oh no,
always
seriously. I did. I
yeah.
used to do.
Oh,
I
I
used to
know it.
love going through that Sears
Mm,
catalog.
yeah, not me. I was not a Sears catalog guy, but
Oh well,
my
did
parents
you
were
do?
big time. My parents were
Okay.
big time.
Well, did you do green stamps? S&H
Oh
green
yeah,
stamps?
and blue chip stamps were big.
Yeah, all that stuff. So that's all the same time zone, the
Mm,
same time.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I thought that Sears catalog was pretty cool.
Oh
In fact,
yeah.
I wish Sears was still really going strong like it used to be. It was a good store.
I remember in the 60s and 70s, that's the if you were in retail,
Mhm.
that's a company you wanted to work for.
Yeah,
They were like the
yeah,
Home Depot back then. You
yeah,
wanted to work for them, you know?
yeah. They
Yeah.
were good stores. I remember them. Yeah, in fact, I remember all sorts of Sears stores. I remember
Mm-hmm.
the one at was it the Hilltop Mall over in Daly City? I think it
Mm-hmm.
was Hilltop Mall.
Mm-hmm.
Justin is probably he's walking, so maybe he's 3, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so I took him to the mall with me, and we're down in the lower level because I was looking at tools.
Right, right.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and I get down, I scratch down, and I'm lower shelf, and I'm looking down, and I'm looking at some tools, and I'm telling you, for just seconds, and I look up, where's Justin? He's gone. I don't see him now. Of course, as a parent, you're freaking.
Yeah.
Okay, and I look, and then I look in the distance, and I see the escalator, and he's at the top of the escalator, just smiling away, smiling away. Ooh.
Oh
So,
man.
put that kid on
Wait,
a leash.
yeah. I know it. Oh, what was it? They used to sell houses.
Yes.
They would sell a house. Matter of fact, I think one of the houses are up here in Benicia. The little
Mhm.
salt boxes down on off First Street by the
Sure. Yeah.
railroad depot, the Capitol.
Yeah.
Just a little salt box, and it's so funny that that you can order a house, the materials and everything anywhere
Yeah.
from $360 to $2,800.
Oh my gosh. God, wish I could do
Of course,
that
that's
now.
like in the 1920s, but still.
Yeah. It's a long time ago.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
long
Wow.
time. And then
Yeah.
about $659 would buy you a 5-room bungalow.
Wow. No, I
Yeah,
thought Sears was a good store. I really wish that they were still in existence,
yeah.
and, like they were in their heyday, because they had the Craftsman's tools. I mean, they were the great tools.
Oh, they were guaranteed for life.
I know that they're
Yeah,
absolutely. I still have them.
yeah,
I still have them.
yeah. Mhm.
Did you ever do elaborate ant farms?
No, no, I was not into ant farms.
I wasn't either. I blew them up, but I didn't. Ant hills. I did that. I
Oh,
remember doing that.
you know what I did?
What?
Sea monkeys.
What?
Did you ever do sea monkeys?
What's a sea? What do you know? Sea monkeys? No.
Oh, oh man, I would beg my mom to get me sea monkeys, and they were
What's
just
a
like,
sea monkey?
well, what they were really were little brand shrimp,
Oh, okay.
and they would call them sea monkeys, and you just add
Okay.
water, and then they would start swimming around, and because they're dehydrated,
Okay.
and once you had water, they
No,
came to
I
life,
didn't.
and
I
they'd
didn't
get
do ant farms.
yeah, you could
But
get them pretty good.
yeah. Wow. Okay. Wasn't my thing. Uh,
No,
so
no, wait. But a pet rock was your thing.
well, no, it wasn't really. I did a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my friends had them, but it wasn't really my thing at all. But I do remember blowing up anthills. I shouldn't say that
Yeah.
on the air. People think some strange things about me. But I was just a kid. Now you went to carnivals, right?
Oh,
Have
yeah.
you been to
Yeah.
carnival? Okay.
Long Beach used to have a big one before they closed it down.
Yeah, those are great. Those things, and
Mm,
all the just trying to win all those prizes. The carnival ring toss or
yeah.
winning bears and all that other kind of stuff.
Yeah, it never
Okay. Did
happened.
you ever win anything?
Never happened. That's
No,
why.
yeah. Yeah, every once in a while I'd win something.
Yeah. No, never
Yeah.
happened. That's why I don't gamble either.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Because
All
I
right.
don't win nothing.
Yeah, but the carnivals are fun. I used to love
they
doing
were
that.
good.
The
They were
ski,
good.
it's just a ski ball, and
Yeah.
of course
yeah.
you could do all that. They have arcades now, so
Yeah.
you could do anything you want there.
Sure.
But have you? This is a side note because we have one. We have our county fair
Uh-huh.
here,
Yeah.
literally down the road from me. It's less than 2 miles away. And so last summer I took Coral and my younger granddaughter here, and we had a blast.
Oh, I can
at the
imagine.
county fair on the rides and everything else, and at the games and trying to win stuff. And they each won something.
Wow.
So there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, they were probably more coordinated than I was.
Well, okay, whatever. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
golly.
So anyway, so that was carnival rings and everything else. So
did you ever join a record club?
Join a record club.
Yeah.
I think I made the mistakes of buying some magazines.
Oh,
but I'm not sure if I did a record club.
Yeah, we did not do a record club. We did a book club.
Oh, well, that's nice. That's good.
Yeah,
a book club.
We did a book club. We never did a record club.
Yeah, but record clubs are a big thing. I mean, a lot of people did that.
Yes, they did.
Absolutely, they did a record club.
You get like 12 albums for a penny, but then you look at the price of the other albums. Well, they'll make up for the ones that they sold you.
Oh, absolutely. It's just a lost leader.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all it is. And then you're in their
lifetime.
For a long time.
You're cut for life.
Yeah, yeah. So of course now I'm the Gen Zers and Xers and Gen Alphas, and all, they could start to relate to this, because if it wasn't for Pong, they wouldn't have anything to do these days. They would just nothing. They'd be twiddling. They might have to go outside. They might have to read a book. They might have to go do something, other than playing on video games. But
Pong night.
Pong was a blast.
Yeah.
Pong was a blast.
Yeah.
Just
boop.
boop. Boop.
Do you remember that Mel Brooks movie? The silent movie?
No.
Oh. And he actually pulled it off. It was a silent movie.
Yeah. Well, he could.
There's one scene where he's got Sid Caesars in the bed, right? He's been in some accident or something like that. And then Dom DeLuise and Marty Feldman, right, are visiting him. And Mel Brooks is talking to him. And all of a sudden, the screen goes, dude, it goes like that. Well, they start banging on it. Well, the Pong comes up.
Oh, okay.
So then they start playing Pong. And, Sid Caesar had that face that he could destroy. Yeah. He's going on the bed like that, and they're playing Pong. Dude,
I bet that's hysterical. I bet that's really good. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Pong.
Of course, when we were growing up, there was no such thing as a water park.
Yeah. You're right.
Okay. So I remember playing in fire hydrants in the city. Okay.
There you go.
Doing that. Mm-hmm. Yep. Doing that. Okay. Mm-hmm. And so, of course, when I was in Jersey, we had the hoses and everything else.
Yeah.
Of course, we didn't have the, what do they call those, slip and slides?
Yeah.
We didn't have them either. Our kids did.
Yeah.
But
that's true. That's true. The slip and slides. I remember slip and slides. But you know what? Before they had slip and slides, we'd make our own.
Yeah.
We would use plastic, like a real thick tarp plastic.
Yeah.
And just bake them down and, just innovation. That's it.
Yep. Yep. That's what you got to do. Mm-hmm. So we're doing that. So what, I know. Well, I'm sure you never did it. Because you were a nerd in school.
Yes.
So I'm sure you never passed any notes in class.
Oh, never.
See, I told you.
Never.
I told you.
What I would do, though, is I would, my future brother-in-law had a knack for speaking out in class.
Oh, okay.
Right? And so I would give him little tidbits because he sat in front of me. And I would lean over and, like one time he was trying to get the teacher's attention. And her name was Mrs. Mann.
Okay.
He's Miss Mann. He's holding up his hand, Miss Mann.
Yeah,
and I leaned over to him and I said, "Hey, man." and so in him not thinking, he said that, "Hey, man." And the teacher, boy, she banged on the desk and stood up, and Mr. Garcia. He's going like, it was him.
And you're just sitting there, just like, what? What are you talking about?
I'm like the writer. Hey, man.
Yeah. Well, I remember, because there was no texting, because now they could just text back and forth.
Yeah, that's true.
I remember passing notes. I remember passing spitballs.
Oh, those were gross.
In French class, I do remember that. I guess I was a little bit of a troublemaker, huh?
Oh,
anyway,
yeah. There's no doubt.
just trying to have fun.
We got time, I think, for one more. What do you think?
Okay, well, there's got to be the one. Okay, did you ever hitchhike?
Never.
Oh man, I did.
I can imagine.
I hitchhiked from Bakersfield. I took a bus from San Francisco. This was in 1975. Mm-hmm. Okay, I took a bus from San Francisco to Bakersfield, got out about 2 a.m, okay, and walked across to Highway 10, I think it was.
Yes.
Because I was going to Santa Fe. Mm-hmm, okay, and because I was selling Native American jewelry, just a hobby. And I remember walking across town and got a ride with somebody who took me to Blythe, I think.
Yes.
Okay, right, Blythe. Mm-hmm. And I got there probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 in the morning, and it had to be at least 100 degrees.
Yes.
And I stood on that that road without the expletive, okay, until probably 3 or 4 in the afternoon. Finally got a ride in a Carnival truck. The guy had 3 rides in his truck. Mm-hmm. And I was so weak, I didn't realize I was dehydrated, so on and so forth. He had to come out and help me get my backpack onto his truck. Oh. Okay, and I think I fell asleep, and I got off in Santa Fe. Everything was fine, but I would never think of doing that now at all. But back then, it was not a big deal. People hitchhiked all the time.
Yeah. I didn't want to go anywhere. and in 75, I was married in 75.
Yeah, I was too. Mm-hmm. But to my first, and but I took this anyway. It was anyway. Yeah. So we came out to California together. Okay, and then she went to visit a friend in San Diego, and I did my hitchhiking thing.
Okay.
So yeah.
No, not this guy. It was not a hitchhiker. You know what? Like I said, I'm the guy that always plays it safe.
Yeah.
Okay. I do not like pain.
You say you play it safe, and then you watch all those bad movies with people just getting killed.
That explains it. That explains it. See, I'm thinking, if I was out there, that's what happened to me.
There you go. Boy, I tell you, I think we've done it for this round.
I think so. Wow. All right. What do you say we close this one up, buddy?
Yeah, I think we better. I think we're starting to lose it here. So there you go.
All right. Have a great one, okay? All right.
All right. Okay. Catch up soon. Talk later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We'd like to thank you for listening and remind you, if you happen to have any baby boomer topics you'd like us to cover, just email us at growingupboomer@gmail.com. And until next time, may God bless.